Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be why you can't find a job. I've got an email here from a viewer who's struggling to find a job. And what I find interesting about reading these emails and newsletters about all kinds of topics about self-help, relationships, dating, growing your own business, getting a job, whatever it happens to be, is in these letters, guys talk about the things that they're doing and the ways they think that reveal exactly what they're doing knowingly and a lot of times unknowingly to sabotage their own success. This particular guy is basically psyching himself out and he's having a hard time getting a job. Well, it's the same kind of belief structure with guys who are unsuccessful with women that basically say the same kinds of things to themselves. It's their self-talk. And as I say all the time, the quality of your life is going to be in direct proportion to the quality of the questions that you consistently ask yourself. And so if you're struggling in some area, maybe you need to look at the questions that you're actually asking yourself. And so he says, "Hey Corey, I'm a senior in college and I'm searching for a job. And I swear I am having the worst luck. I've been looking for months now with nothing to show for it. I got 2 calls about positions, but they wanted someone with a degree, so they were a no-go. I'm happy I got the calls, but it was like dangling a steak in front of me when I'm so hungry. Outside of that, I have gotten 0 calls for interviews or follow-ups. I'm definitely broke, and I'm not even getting any bites with part-time jobs. I try not to let it get to me, but it does stress me out at times, and to make matters worse, it's killing my inner game and my social life. I met this really cute girl with a luscious ass and adorable smile. We have a lot of common interests in, did I mention her ass? Yes, you did. She has been dropping all the signs that I should have asked her out, but I've got 0 money to take her out, no car, and a declining level of confidence. I can't drive because I need a job to save so I can pay for a car and everything else I want to do. It feels really limiting, and I just want some freedom and peace of mind. I'm normally an upbeat guy, but the stress and feeling of inadequacy is really starting to get to me. At this point, I'm not even sure if McDonald's would hire me." LOL. He says, "Patience is a virtue, but it's slowly but surely wearing me down. Any idea how I can break out of this slump?" Well, the first thing is you can't look at it as a slump. It's simply, obviously, the approach that you're taking to finding a job is not working. And obviously not working and not having any money, it's kind of hard to meet a girl out for drinks, buy her a drink or buy yourself a drink when you can't even afford a cup of coffee because you're broke or you're not working or you don't have a car to get there. So obviously in your case, you're going to be taking the bus or a taxi to drive to your date unless she's got a car and she can come pick you up. But when you meet a girl, you're going to want to go and meet her someplace for a drink or whatever, something inexpensive that you don't have to spend a lot of money. And then have some things planned where you guys can, maybe it's going for a walk in the park or going out, hanging out and having a picnic at a lake or something like that where you just chill out and maybe you bring some drinks or things along with you. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do to have cheap, inexpensive dates. But in order to feel, see, I talk about this a lot, the most important thing for a man to be successful with women is for him to feel like he's got his shit together, like his life is going well, like he knows what his purpose is, he's doing the things that he wants to do in life, and he's just succeeding at it. So the more successful you feel as a man in life in general, pursuing your purpose, your career, your goals, your dreams, growing your business, whatever it happens to be, the easier it's going to be for you to be successful with the opposite sex. And obviously you can see from what I've shared here with this viewer that obviously the fact that he doesn't have a job and he's not making any money is really affecting his inner game and his ability just simply to feel good about himself as a man. Now, if he had a job and he was making some money, it wouldn't be a big deal. The girl would be an absolute bonus in his life. But it's hard when you spend a small amount of time with somebody else, and then the majority of your time, you think about it, where do we, as human beings, tend to spend most of our time doing? Working, our career, or our business. And if you don't have any of that going on and you're just striking out, it can really mess with your internal psychology and how you feel about yourself and your ability to accomplish things. And so when you feel like you do, it's kind of hard to want to ask a girl out, because in the back of your mind you're thinking, how am I going to even pay for some drinks if I meet this girl out? Where am I going to meet her at? Do I have enough money for bus fare to get there? Do I have enough money for a cab ride? Can I get a ride from a friend, or can I borrow a friend's car, or whatever it happens to be? I mean, all these things go through your mind, and it can mess with how you feel about yourself and your ability to go out there and do the right thing at the appropriate times, obviously. So I did a couple of videos about a while back that you should watch, and an article along with those. The first one was called How to Get Any Job That You Want. So if you just go to Google and Google Corey Wayne, how to get any job you want, because I'm not going to go into the strategy here. I mean, I've already done videos and articles on it. So if you just Google that, it'll come up, and then there'll be some other tags at the bottom of the article that you can click and read some of the other articles that I've done on strategies. But, I mean, basically what's going on here is that, just from what you share with me, it sounds like you're putting in resumes and you're applying for jobs, and then you're waiting to hear back from the employers. You have to be proactive, and I talk about that in detail in the article I wrote, How to Get Any Job You Want. But that's basically, I see that a lot. And when I was in real estate, and I used to hire a lot of people right out of college from UCF, University of Central Florida, that was in Orlando. I saw that a lot. I put an ad in their career services, and I want somebody that's a go-getter, somebody that's literally kind of kicking my door down to get a job with me, somebody that, because those kind of people that are following up and they show up at the office, they call, and they stay in touch with you, those are the people that when you hire them, they're going to work exactly that way. But other people, what I would see from like 99% of the either graduates or the soon-to-be graduates that were applying for jobs I had posted, I would put right in there, fax me your resume to this number or email it to this email address, and then call me for an interview. And people would just send in their resumes. They would never pick up the phone call. They would never follow up. They would never even send a follow-up email saying, hey, did you get my resume? And when you figure there's a lot of college kids that are out of work, and everybody's pretty much doing what you're doing, which is just sending resumes and crossing your fingers and hoping something happens, that's why they're not getting a job. And I'd be willing to bet that that's probably why you haven't got a job yet, because it's like you're not able to rise above the static or the noise of everybody else that you're competing against, because you're just sending in resumes. And so you're just, I literally used to get hundreds of resumes every time I posted a job. And I say I get 200 resumes, I might get 3, maybe 4 people that actually read my instructions and followed up with it. Other people were just too timid, and the particular job that I was looking for, sales, is like, you got to be a go-getter. You got to be willing to pick up the phone and call somebody and make an appointment, as opposed to being timid and sitting back and waiting for everything to come to you. But I'd say that's a big part of your problem. You need to change your approach. That's why you're not successful. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So change your approach, apply the things I teach, follow the plan that I talk about, and zero in on some companies that you really want to work for. And the idea is to get a job that you want to work at, not a job where, hey, it just pays the bills. Because think about this. If you go to work every day and you hate your fucking job, that's going to affect how you're going to show up on your dates or your relationships. But think about this. If you go to a job or your business every day and you really love what you're doing and you go out on a date, guess what? Which guy do you think is going to be happier? The guy that loves what he does for a living, or the guy that is miserable and hates his life, but hey, he's got a job that pays the bills? Think about that. It's common sense, but most people don't think like that. And so if you're going and you're doing something that really jazzes you and makes you feel alive for 40, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, however many hours you happen to work, it's pretty easy when you're on a date and you just feel like you slayed the dragons all week and you got a date on a Friday night or a Saturday or whatever it happens to be. You're excited. It's like you feel like you got something accomplished and you felt like your life has significance and meaning and value. And so when you go out on a date, you show up feeling like you have significance, you have value, you have something to offer. But if you're going to and just trying to make it Monday through Friday and going to work and hating it, and then getting out of work, and you're just like, oh God, it's like you got the shit beat out of you emotionally over the course of the whole week because you're constantly managing your state and your emotions, trying to keep yourself in a positive mood because you just hate your job, or you're trying to get through like every single minute. I mean, obviously that's going to affect your ability to show up and have a good time and keep things funny, keep things like, have a positive, optimistic attitude and outlook in life. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box on the right-hand side, is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Kindle download page. Once you get to the download page, if you don't have a Kindle device, you can download a free e-reader app for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install it and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these videos and articles on my website and my ebook, you can show your appreciation by going to my website and on the Wibiya toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen. Click the PayPal donate button. Donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.